I'm running 5 different tents in this room, and every tent has a different purpose. Most people just run one tent, and that's fine, it works. I did it forever. But now, it just takes too long for me to grow more than one flavor. So this is my attempt to build my own little system to keep fresh flavors coming in. And one of these tents has saved me from growing wasted runs more than anything in this room. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, this ain't no professional setup by any means. This is just how my room ended up after a couple years of growing and figuring out what actually worked for me. And I think the way I got it set up now helps me keep everything running smooth instead of all these plants being a pain in my ass every day. Hey, let's just go check it out.
Yeah, it's THC rich, got the tips and the tricks. Plant game strong, watch the buds get thick. KC roots, yeah, I'm planting my claim. Organic flow, no pro, just a bro in the game.
Before we even look at the tent, this is where everything starts, the room itself. This is what most people skip, and it'll mess everything up if you ignore it. Your tents don't magically make perfect air, they just pull from the room that they're sitting in. So if your lung room is off, every tent's gonna be off too. My dehumidifier stays out here in my lung room. So the air going into my tent is already where I want it. This is a self-emptying dehumidifier. I got the drain line running straight into the same drain my washing machine pumps into. So I don't even have to think about it. I got this inline fan sitting up high in my grow room. It's just pulling out heat and humidity before it builds up too high. And yeah, I got that thing connected to my dryer vent line. It's pumping right outside. It ain't perfect, but it works. I'm just using what I got, making shit happen. So if you notice your plant's looking a little off or unhappy, first thing you should check is your environment. It's not always what you're feeding them. And this is where it all starts, in my AC Infinity 2x2 tent. I like to put my seedlings and my clones here. It's a small space that's easy to control. I can keep the humidity exactly where I want it without fighting a big tent. Think of the environment in here like a bathroom after a hot shower. It's warm and humid, and that's exactly what clones and seedlings like. I'm running an AC Infinity Ion board S44 in here. Nothing crazy, it's just a solid light for seedlings and clones. I also got an AC Infinity T3 humidifier hooked up to this tent. It just keeps the humidity exactly where I need it. In this tent, I just try to keep it warm and humid. A little bit of airflow in there, just enough to build up some stem strength. This isn't where I'm trying to stress the plant out. We got low light in here and high humidity. Just keeping it easy, keeping these girls happy. But this next tent, this is what changed everything for me. I don't run new genetics in any of my big tents anymore, at all. I've learned my lesson. They gotta prove themselves first. This is my AC Infinity 2x4 tent. It's kind of like my test tent. And here I got the AC Infinity Ion S24, perfect for this 2x4 tent. Everything runs in here, start to finish. In my little test tent, I like to take clones of the plant while they're growing. So by the time I get to harvest, if I like what I got more of them ready to go. After that, I just dry it, cure it, smoke it. That's my whole test. If it's fire, I just take those clones I took earlier, put them in my big tent, and keep growing. If it's not, I just throw the clones out. I don't want to grow a bunch of stuff in my 4x4 or 5x5, and it turns out to be some smoke I don't even like. This is my AC Infinity 4x4 living soil bed tent. Now this one, I run completely different than everything else in here. In this tent, I don't run a bunch of separate pots or different earth boxes. This is all one big system, it's all connected. All the roots, microbes, biology, everything in here is connected, all of it. This setup is easy for me because I can treat this tent like one big plant instead of a bunch of separate little plants. In this tent, I have the AC Infinity Evo 6 over the 3x3 grassroots living soil bed, and it fits this setup perfect. The bed is a little smaller than the tent, and so is the light, but this light covers the entire 3x3 bed without wasting any light around the edges. Putting this 3x3 bed inside the 4x4 tent has been really convenient for me. It's just easier to manage the canopy, get in there, and do the work that I need to do. I already know somebody gonna ask, why not put a 4x4 bed in a 4x4 tent? First off, that's just a lot of fucking soil, and it's not cheap. Second, I have a plant count where I'm at, so between all these tents, I'm usually pretty close to that number, so I don't worry about maxing out my yield or getting as many plants as I can in here. I just do what makes it easy and fun for me. Growing in this living soil bed is honestly my favorite way to grow. First thing I noticed, it's way easier to water, harder to mess up, holds water longer, so you're not in here all the time watering. A bigger bed needs a bigger soil food web. That's just more biology doing the work for you. And it's basically just a big bank of nutrients sitting there for the plants to take. I really enjoy it because I don't have to mix a bunch of different water for different pots. I just take care of one big system and that's it. So if you like keeping growing simple, I would definitely recommend checking out a living soil bed. I love mine. This one right here, this is my biggest tent. This is my AC Infinity 5x5 tent. In this 5x5 tent, I have the AC Infinity Evo 10 in here. And honestly, it's kind of overkill. If you guys are like me, just growing at home for personal use, you definitely don't need the Evo 10. I just had a little impulse moment, but I never turned this thing all the way up. But I do love it. This thing covers the entire canopy, no problem. This tent is just where I have fun. Most of the time, I just run 4 earth boxes in here. Sometimes I'll pack it full with 6 and just let them go crazy. Or sometimes I'll throw in 20 or 30 gallon pots. This tent gives me the room to experiment and just try new things. But lately, I've just been running earth boxes in here with my favorite genetics. Same thing with humidity in this tent. I got a T3 humidifier pumping in here, keeping things steady. The biggest difference I've noticed between the 4x4 and the 5x5 tent, in the 5x5, the environment is much harder to control. So I put 3 clip-on fans in here, and I like to keep the bottom ventilation flaps open so I can get more air sucked in. And of course, nothing goes in the 5x5 until it's past the 2x4 test first. All right, last but not least, this is my other 4x4 tent, and I guess I use this one kind of like a flex tent. These plants don't run on a schedule, so timing is key, and sometimes I mess it up. So every now and then I end up with too many plants, even sometimes not enough. That's when this tent comes into play. She handles all that for me. On this tent, I put up the AC Infinity AI controller, and honestly, it works great, but it's just not for me. I like to have control over my entire garden, but I can see how it could help a beginner if you're completely new and you just want to automate everything. In this 4x4, I have the AC Infinity Evo 8, and honestly, this is my favorite light for a 4x4 tent. The reason I like this Evo 8 is because in a 4x4 tent, it touches wall to wall. So when your inline fan kicks on and starts pulling in air, it's not sucking those tent walls all the way in. It helps the outer edges of the tent stay in place so your plants aren't getting pulled in or smashed up against the walls. It's just a little detail, but it does make a little difference. And this shelf over here, this is what the entire room runs on. I got my amendments over here, cleaning products, pest maintenance, mulch layer, you name it, it's somewhere in this room. And I used to have way more stuff. Now, I just try to keep things simple. I use the same inputs and the same routine. Now, I'm just keeping things consistent. If you guys want to check out the gear I have, I'll drop a link down in the comments. So that's it, y'all. That's my entire grow room. I know, it's not a professional setup. I'm not even saying it's a great setup, but right now, it works for me. If there's something I missed or y'all got questions about my grow room or tips to improve it, drop them down in the comments, man. I'd love to hear it. Smoke good, do better. Peace.
Yeah, it's THC rich, got the tips and the tricks. Plant game strong, watch the buds get thick. KC roots, yeah, I'm planting my claim. Organic flow, no pro, just a bro in the game.